Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Wednesday Q&A. Now you guys have asked questions and I'm going to do my best to answer them. So let's just get right to it. Now as we do Wednesday Q&A, remember I've got my questions on my phone, so I'm not trying to be rude. Let's see here. First question. They're looking for some advice on safety gear. What do I recommend? Chaps, respirator, gloves, that kind of stuff. So if you guys been watching my videos, I try to be as safe or cautious as I can be when it comes to carving. Obviously, there's probably some times that I'm not, like when it's 90 degrees out and I'm carving in Adidas slides because it's hotter than heck. And if I break my own toe, then that's my problem, right? But as far as safety gear goes, I think it's a good idea, in all honesty, to have a safety shoe or work boot on. Something with a steel toe is really what you should be wearing when you're carving. One, something could fall off, hit you in the foot, you're going to be in big trouble, right? Your chain can also come off your saw, swing down, hit you. You could have all kinds of issues. So I do recommend a steel toe boot or shoe. I prefer wearing a work boot most of the time. As far as it goes for chaps, I recommend buying a name brand. Don't buy a cheap pair of chaps. This is something that's going to save you from potentially cutting yourself and having a serious injury. I run the steel woodcutter chaps. Obviously they're made by steel, but you guys can run Husqvarna. I think Oregon's got a decent chap, but for me it's steel or the Husqvarna chaps. Those are just the brands that I would buy. Now you can buy them obviously in a chap, but they do make a full pair of pants. I've talked to some really experienced carvers over the years and they wear the full pants. They're going to cover all the way around your leg. And the reason is that people have been carving, your chain comes off, you're carving here, your chain comes off and it swings around and slaps you in the groin. I haven't had it happen. Other carvers have though. Hits you in the groin, hits you on the bottom to underside of your thigh because as it comes down, it wraps around your leg. So if you're wearing a full pair of carving pants, you're going to, stay away from having that issue. Now, Steel makes a pair of those, and I believe Husqvarna makes a pair of those as well. I will try to have links through Amazon to whatever I can. Usually, Steel doesn't have stuff on Amazon, but I know Husqvarna does. So if I can find them on there, guys, I'll have different links to these things. You guys can go check them out. You buy stuff through those links to help support the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Another thing on there was a respirator. Honestly, I just wear a dust mask. I like my RZ dust masks. Easy on, easy off. You just replace your filters. Now, I know a lot of people are buying those really expensive face respirators and the whole nine. That's great. If you've got $500 to $1,500 to spend, by all means, buy it. Spend it, right? You're protecting your lungs, your face, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I'm just going with the dust mask. Cost me $35, $40. I have a couple different ones, some just for woodworking, some just for carving, and things like that. So 35 bucks or so, 40 bucks, you can get yourself an RZ dust mask, a bunch of different colors. You guys can check those out. Gloves. What do I wear for gloves? 9 times out of 10, I wear gloves, whether I'm carving or running power tools outside. I won't always be wearing gloves when I'm using the Fordham or the little Dremel because I feel like I need to be able to articulate my hands and my fingers a little bit better. When it comes to carving though, honestly, I just wear the cheap Hardy gloves from Harbor Freight. As far as just regular gloves. Now, I do have some insulated Milwaukee gloves. They're in my truck, though. I really, really like those. I've been wearing those for a few years now, specifically for cold weather in the winter. Now, I've had comments, people busting my chops for wearing gloves, but to be honest, my opinion, these are your money makers. You want to get them cold. You want to let chips hit them. You want to smash them off logs, pinch them between all kinds of stuff, accidentally cut them, and beat the crap out of your hands just so that you're tough and cool. By all means, go for it. Destroy your hands. Be a man's man. Be awesome. Wreck your hands because, once they're wrecked, you can always grow a new pair. What else we got? What water-based outdoor finish do I use? So I've talked about finish a little bit before. I don't care for water-based finish a lot because I'm always afraid of a lot of moisture giving it issues. But I have noticed last summer the outdoor water-based finish that I used hasn't given me any problems as long as it's properly dried. If the weather is too cold, you're going to have issues. If there's a lot of moisture in the air or it's raining, it has to be done in a dry spot, and it has to fully cure. You have to read the instructions. You can't just slap on a coat and another coat and another coat and think it's going to dry. You got to let it dry, do another one, let it dry, do another one. You got to follow the instructions. But what I use is Minwax. The brand is Minwax, and it's the Helmsman. Now, they make that in an oil base and a water base, okay? So you can look at the cans. The water base, I think, says acrylic or water base with a blue line. Everything else is just green for the oil one. So if you look at those, you guys will be able to look them up and see what they are. I should be able to, like I said, I'll link this stuff from Amazon down below, and you guys can actually see it and see pictures of things and kind of see what they cost. Now, along those lines, someone else had asked, what different types of finish do I use for indoor or outdoor display? I use the same stuff. I'm not buying a bunch of different product. If I buy the Minwax Helmsman, I will use more of a water base if it's going to be an indoor piece, and the oil base if it's going to be an outdoor piece. Now, this is only relevant to chainsaw carvings. When it comes to my furniture and things like that, I'm using a whole different finish for furniture for the inside, right? But as far as chainsaw carvings go, those are the things that I'm doing. If the piece is going to be outside, I put anywhere from 2, 3, 4 coats of clear on it if it's over a certain height. So if I'm carving a piece like this, I might spray a quick coat of clear on that. He's done. If we're talking about something 2 feet and taller, I want to put 2 coats of clear. 3 feet and taller, I want to put, 2 to 3 coats of clear. If it's a custom order, I'm putting 3 to 4 coats of clear on custom orders that are costing over $200-300. So keep those, those kind of things in mind, like how much time you're putting in, how much material you're putting in, compared to how much money you're making back if you're making money doing this stuff. So indoor, outdoor, I'm using the same finish, right? Nothing special. Whatever I'm using is what I'm using. So it comes down to kind of like the last question, guys. Chainsaw oil versus canola oil. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are canola oil is for cooking. Chainsaw oil is for chainsaws. I have no experience with canola oil. To me, it's not meant for chainsaw use. I think the only time that I would switch the oil in any saws to use a oil like canola oil or peanut oil or something like that is if I was going to be using the battery saws in someone's home to carve a log for a log cabin that's already inside the home. All right, it's going to cut down on those VOCs, the oils and smells and all that kind of stuff. And I would only be using battery saws. I just don't, chainsaw bar oil is meant and made for chainsaws where I don't know. Guys, I haven't looked into canola oil a lot. My brain just says canola oil is for cooking, chainsaw bar oil is for chainsaws. I'm sure somebody will want to argue and say something totally different, and that's cool. It's your opinion, and I really don't mind hearing it and reading it and seeing like what your guys' thoughts are on canola oil, if any of you use that. But that's just where I am. I will say I looked it up. The oils cost just about the same. So it's not like you're saving money by running canola oil versus bar oil, unless you find a good deal, you find one that's super cheap or something like that. But prices seem to be about the same. I tend to run Harvest King bar oil. It's something I can get up, at a local hardware store, and that's what I run. I don't run the steel stuff. I run Harvest King, and it's about the same price as canola oil per gallon when looking it up online. So that's really all I've got, you guys. I do have another question on here that I'm not able to answer per se in this video. I mean, just a little bit we can go over, but they're looking for a detailed tutorial on how I do different types of fur and well, we already went over the other part and how I finish. So I think in the next week or two, we're going to work on doing a video with different ways that I create fur or do furring on carvings. This will involve your die grinder, different burrs, an angle grinder, and your chainsaw, right? A couple chainsaws with a regular bar and probably a dime tip bar. So that'll be a video that's going to be in the works. In the meantime, I have done some other furring videos. You guys should be able to find those in the tutorial playlists to help you out between now and then, but we will make a updated version of that. Also, big quick question from me to you guys. Have you guys caught the new videos carving the trucks and things like that? I'm just kind of wondering what your interest is, what you guys think. I know I've got a few comments back. If you haven't seen those videos, be sure to stop by and check those out for me, guys. Give them a like, leave me a comment. I've got a few more requests coming down the line. We've got some other ones that I think are going to be pretty difficult, and we're also waiting for a couple people to pull the trigger on some orders for some trucks. So once that happens, we'll video those as well. So you guys, making these videos for you. As long as you guys continue to ask questions under these Q&A videos, I will continue to make them. If we don't have any questions, then we won't have a Wednesday Q&A. So it's up to you guys to keep this thing going. You know, if there's carving questions I can answer. If you guys are looking for tools, what I'm using, what I'm wearing, all that kind of stuff, you know, how I'm doing this, how I'm doing that, and we can explain it right here, then ask away and I'll do my best to answer it. So hope you guys have a great week. Hope your Wednesday is awesome. It's hump day, right? Get over it and you guys are on your way to Friday before you know it. So enjoy your week. Have an awesome day. Check out some videos. I'll see you guys later.